Hey everyone, and welcome to the video. Today we have the new MR04 Mini Z with the 787B long wheelbase body. This new paint scheme is killer. I love it, and I can't wait to get this out of the box and check it out. So let's do an unboxing and see what this car is all about. After unpacking, here's all the goodies you're going to get in the box. We have our car, obviously. We have the KTP 531P controller. This controller works perfectly fine. It's got a throttle trim, steering trim, has a dual rate function, which is actually very helpful on these small cars because they're very finicky. And then up here you have a channel 4. So if you add a light kit, you can make them flash or stay solid, and you can make them strobe really fast. So that's what channel 4 is usually used for. Or you can use it for a transponder for racing. But that's the KTP controller. Every Mini Z comes with one of these, and I think it's the coolest thing. They give you a whole bunch of little cones, so you can set up like a little course and race around. Everyone comes with these, and I've bought a bunch of Mini Zs over the course of the years, so I could set up a massive course with these. They're really fun. They also come with this is the tool here to take the wheels off, and this is like a little stick for usually use it for binding. These I always lose and just end up using a screwdriver, but they give them to you in every pack. We also have this pack of parts is for different pinions to make it go faster. They also always give you pieces to change the front track width from either wide to narrow or narrow to wide, depending on which car it comes with. So you can adjust the front track width for different width bodies. And they give you some spacers and stuff in here. Some other doodads, I believe, for adjusting the motor position forward to back to accommodate the different gears. But they give you a bunch of different parts in here. This allows you to change your width. You can also get different motor pods to change the wheel base length for different motors, or sorry, different bodies. There's also the instruction sheet here. This comes with every car. The one thing I like to keep with all of these, even though no one ever keeps their instruction sheets, this little part here tells you like the body, what kind of tires it comes with, what offset wheels it has. So these are good to have, especially if you're going to buy some aftermarket wheels and tires for these things. So that's the instruction sheet. And then, of course, the star of the show, the 787B. These little Mini Zs, the most important part of them is that they come with the coolest bodies on the planet. They're basically like little die-cast cars that you can race around. They do such a nice job with the details on this. And if you've never had a Mini Z before, these bodies become highly collectible. So if you're going to buy one and you're planning on banging this up, I always recommend getting a second body to keep one on the shelf for display in the future. The detail is fantastic. You have little exhaust systems, the wheels match the lip on the body. You have mirrors. You got little antennas. The headlights have actual lenses, which are like a chrome disc with a clear lens on top of it. So it's actually kind of three-dimensional. See if I can zoom in on this a little bit. There we go. The decaling, everything on this is just so good. And I especially like the race cars that they have because with all the sponsor logos and whatnot, it's really amazing. If you ever try to do a model car and do these like little water slide decals and whatnot, they're extremely difficult. It just looks so good. Very awesome. You really can't go wrong with any of the Mini Zs. Even like the the Japanese cars that are just single color, the details and stuff on them is just so good. The logos are so tiny. Like, here's my pinky. These are so small. And they're very crisp and perfect. Always got to hand it to Kyosho for these. But let me grab the body, pull it off the car, and I want to compare this to my existing MR03. Here we have the old MR03 and the new MR04 side by side. This one here is my race car that I'm going to be retiring and using the new MR04. The back pods of this, which I'll switch the cars around and you can see the back, are identical. There's no change in the back here. And pretty much the generations of MR02, 3, and 4, everything in the back is interchangeable. You can use a rear pod from an LM car from a MR03, for instance, that might be aftermarket or whatever. Everything is very interchangeable with the back part of this and motors and gears and that kind of stuff. The long wheelbase cars also do use a longer rear axle and differential assembly in here, but the differential in this one and this one is identical. Some of the old MR03s, this was a white gear. I don't know when they changed that, but when I built this car, the black gears were what came on the rear axle. But that's just the rear of the car. The front is really where everything has changed. We do have a new chassis. Everything here is gray plastic instead of black plastic. It looks a little more modern. It's a little more chunky and bulky up in the front here. This little door here is if you're going to, I believe, put the gyro in, if I remember correctly, which plugs into one of the ports on the top. The bigger port here is for the light kit if you're going to use it, or the transponder. I believe the gyro, if I remember correctly, plugs into this side if you want to use that. The suspension in the front really is the part of this why I'm retiring my MR03 and going to the 4. I'm going to move over my transponder. I believe the battery door should be the same, so my cool battery doors will move over. And the springs are different, but I'll go with a similar spring setup because the suspension in the front here, the springs are much longer and there's a lot more suspension travel on a 4 than there is on a 3, which is really quite nice. I find when you put a soft set of springs in the front here, it really makes the suspension pretty supple. So the suspension here really is the star of the show, I feel, on an MR04. With an MR03, this one's already been done. Basically, it's called a kingpin flip, which I have another video for. Normally, the bottom part of the kingpin that's here would be in the bottom control arm and would go upwards. And it's always been like a really easy trick to flip the kingpin and pop it out and put it in the top side down so that you have smoother suspension travel. On the MR04, that's how this is all set up. So Kyosho has learned by basically all of their racers having gone and done the kingpin flip that the suspension here is in the top and it will come down through the bottom arm just like the kingpin flip on an MR03. So the suspension in the front on this is just leaps and bounds smoother. The stroke is longer. It's just so much better. On this, we can see I have it set up the same way. But normally what would happen on an MR03 is that with this kingpin being flipped the opposite direction, like factory, your knuckle is riding up and down on the entire kingpin. So there's a lot more friction and it's not as smooth. When it's flipped from the top down, just like it is on the MR04s, the knuckle rides with the pin, which creates a lot less friction. But even with this being modified and having aftermarket knuckles on it, this is just still so much smoother. It's actually kind of crazy. And like I said, spring-wise, I have the purple springs in here. I'll probably go with the same spring rate for the new car when I get those in. But we're going to try to build this to be very similar to this, but I'm hoping that the front suspension advantage on this gives me some better handling. Now, there are some differences in the boards here. So the MR04, all the electronics and stuff inside are different. I've been told by a lot of racers that the MR03 boards are better than the 4 boards and that some people have had problems. I do race a box stock MR04 and it seems fantastic. I haven't had any problems with it. But again, as I had mentioned earlier, with the pods in the back between the two, everything in the back of the car is identical. This one I've upgraded to a bigger pinion gear as included in the kit, which I will end up doing for this one. Chassis is really nice. The underside of the chassis between the two looks very similar. I will note also when you take these out of the box, I still haven't done this yet, you have to pop the clip off this side. And then this gray piece in the chassis, this is to bolt it down. This gets discarded. But that's kind of just a quick little look at the MR04. I'm excited to put this together and race it. Got to move over my my yellow wheels and to set this baby up. So very cool. Definitely looking forward to racing the MR04. It's great. If it's as good as my MR03 box stock is, it's going to be terrific. Also, I'll note for really no good reason, but I don't have the shock on this one. I just never ran it. They come with the swash plate style and the shock here. So the shock mounting on an MR03 would be a little different because you don't have that post in the middle. There would be a piece that would kind of come across here. But I'm going to run the back part of this car just as it is with the shock. Gives it a little extra support back there. Feels nice and gushy. And this one I do have a carbon fiber T-plate on it, which is kind of taking up the spring force of having a plastic T-plate like factory, this guy back here, and a spring on the top. So the back between both cars actually feels pretty similar, even though I don't have a shock on this one. But we're going to run this just as is and see how it is. So I'm going to make a follow-up video in the future. I'll give you some feedback on how this is racing versus how my MR03 ran, and I'll talk a little bit about my box stock cart as well. But that's just a little unboxing of the MR04, comparing some of the stuff to the MR03. Very excited to get this together and race it. And yeah, if you don't have any Mini Zs yet, definitely go out and get one. Even if you're just going to put it on the shelf or just get some of these bodies. They're just so beautiful. I'm actually going to be putting this one to the side for display. And I got my old banged up body with my missing headlight that I'll continue to race. This one I painted myself, so I don't have to care that much about it. They also come in white, so you can just paint them and have a beater body and save the pretty one for later. So that would be my recommendation if you're going to grab a body that looks as nice, but they're just so good. They're all very, very awesome. Anyhow, that's it. Thank you for watching the video, everyone. Go out and pick yourself up one of these things. They're awesome. And see if there's a Mini Z track local to you, because they're a hoot to race. But don't forget to click the like and subscribe button, and I hope to see you guys on future videos.